The struggles of the younger sibling. A message for both children and parents. Have you ever felt like your existence was always in someone else's shadow? Not just a child, not just a son or daughter, but the second one. The one who was expected to follow, to listen, to be grateful, whether you were ready or not. And to the parents, have you ever wondered why your younger child seems distant? Why they stop speaking up? Why they feel like they are constantly living in comparison? This is not about blame. This is about understanding. Because too often, the struggles of the younger sibling go unseen. Too often, they are dismissed as the lucky one, the spoiled one, the one who has it easier. But what if they don't feel lucky at all? Let's talk. Let's heal. Section 1. The silent battles of the younger sibling. Look at your older sibling. Why can't you be more like them? They never did that at your age. You have it so easy compared to them. If you are a younger sibling, you've heard these words before. The world sees you as the one who got to learn from their mistakes, the one who had more protection, the one who had less responsibility. But what they don't see is this. You were always compared. Every achievement, every failure, it was measured against someone who had a head start. Your strengths were overlooked because they weren't the same as your siblings. Your struggles were minimized because it wasn't as bad as what they went through. So, you started wondering, what's the point of trying if I'll never be seen as enough? You felt pressure to be someone you're not. Even when no one said it out loud, you knew. You had to meet the same standards. You had to be just as strong, just as smart, just as responsible. You had to learn from their mistakes, but what about your own right to fail? And yet, when you did things differently, it wasn't your way, it was wrong. You struggled to be taken seriously. Your thoughts? Brushed aside. Your choices? Made for you. Your emotions? Labeled as immature, dramatic, overreacting. And so, you learned to shrink. To stay quiet. To accept that maybe, you just weren't meant to be heard. But here's the truth. You were never just the younger one. You have always been your own person. And you deserve to be seen for who you are, not just for who came before you. A message to parents, the unintentional burden of comparison. To the parents, you never meant to make your younger child feel invisible. You wanted them to learn, to grow, to be guided by their siblings' experiences. But did you ever stop to ask? Did they feel like they could never measure up? Did they feel like their victories were never truly theirs, just echoes of what their sibling did first? Did they ever wonder if they were only loved when they fit into a mold they never chose? This isn't about blame. It's about breaking the cycle. Because your younger child is not just someone's sibling. They're their own person with their own strengths, their own struggles, their own right to be heard. Section 2. The deep wounds of being the younger sibling. To every younger sibling reading this, you were constantly compared. And no matter what you did, it felt like you were always one step behind. Your achievements weren't always celebrated the same way. Your struggles weren't taken as seriously. You learned that being different meant being wrong. If you had different interests, you should try what your sibling did. If you handled emotions differently, why can't you be strong like them? So, you stopped fighting to be understood. Because no matter what, you felt like you'd never be enough on your own. You felt unheard. Decisions were made before you could even speak. Your ideas were dismissed as too young to matter. Your emotions were overlooked because you have it easier. But no one ever asked, did you feel seen? Did you feel valued? You questioned your worth. Not because you weren't loved, but because it felt like you were always being loved in comparison to someone else. But hear this. You are not just the younger one. You are not an afterthought. You are not a second version of someone else. You are not just a follower in a path you didn't create. You are your own person. And you deserve to be loved, not for how you compare, but for who you are. Section 3. Healing together. What both parents and children can do. To the younger sibling. Your path is yours alone. You don't have to follow the same road. You don't have to be like them. You don't have to prove yourself to anyone. Speak up, even when it feels like no one is listening. Your voice is powerful. Use it. You deserve to be heard, and the right people will listen. You are enough. Not because of what you achieve, not because of how you compare, but because you are you. That is enough. That has always been enough. You're not weak for needing validation. Wanting to be seen does not make you weak. It makes you human. It makes you real. You're not a shadow. You're not a reflection. You are you. To the parents, acknowledge their individual journey. Instead of asking, "Why aren't you like your sibling?" ask, "What do you love? What do you want to be?" See them beyond comparison. Your younger child is not just another version of their older sibling. Let them carve their own path. Listen without judgment. When they speak, don't dismiss their struggles just because they had a different childhood. Different does not mean easier. Remind them they are loved, not just because they exist in your family, but because of who they are. Because love should never be measured by comparison. And if you've ever made them feel unseen, unheard, unimportant, it's never too late to change that. Tell them, "I see you. I hear you. You're enough, just as you are." If this spoke to you, if you're a younger sibling who has felt unseen, or a parent who wants to do better, take a moment today. Tell your younger child, "I appreciate you." Tell your parents, "This is how I felt growing up." And if this message resonated, share it, because somewhere out there, another younger sibling or another parent needs to hear this too. The struggle of being second is real, but together, we can make sure no one feels like they are second in love. You are seen, you are loved, and you are never alone.